Hello, I'm Wilko, and I'm in mourning because I think an SBA has died.
You want the trash? I got it all for you. Let's rehash the mess together. A sassy hole that only speaks the truth. Nobody gaslights you better.
Hello, I'm Wilko, and welcome to a brand new Rehashed live, and it's a Rehash-A-Thon. Oh, I should do this. It's a Rehash-A-Thon. Thank you so much for joining us. I hope everything is working. As you can see, we're in a different room. I have moved across state lines, and good luck to us. Good luck to us. It has been the most stressful month of my entire life, and I thought it would get better the closer to like the move. And it didn't. Anyway, we have so much for us to catch up on before we get into 4 episodes that we're going to rehash in one hit of Married at First Sight Australia Season 12. I must say hi to everybody in the chat who is joining me and has been so patient while I've been missing for quite some time. Tilly is here. Let's say hi to Tilly. Tilly has said, yes, it's rehash time. It certainly is. Di, thank you so much, Di. I'm wearing a black one today and obviously a black tie. I didn't have just a plain black tie. Most of them very ugly. And I just wanted to be in mourning today. And if you don't know why I'm in mourning, you'll find out very, very soon. What am I doing? Moving is so stressful. Yes, I agree, Sarah. Thank you so much. Christy is excited. I agree. Yeah. Look, it's a mess. There is so much stuff everywhere. Look, I've just left stuff on the little spare couchy bed thing here. So, look, more is going to be. I just wanted to get this done. Because there is so much happening. I receive so many messages of people saying to me, hey, Wilko, what do you think about Dave now? And obviously I didn't know until today, where I had to do a barrage of research, this is me watching the telly, to figure out exactly what has been going on. All right, quickly, remember you can send your super chats, and it would be super helpful because moving isn't cheap. But yeah, if you do send a super chat, or you can go to rehash.com.au, that would be super appreciated. Let me get rid of that. So all the buttons are in different places. So if I make mistakes, remember, it's just like normal. All right, we must start. Well, I'll get to more of your chats as we go through, but we must start with the 5th Commit Me. Oh, yes, I know. It's going to be 4 episodes. If you need to duck out, that is totally fine. This is going to be a really long one because remember, it is a Rehash-A-Thon. The voiceover lady reminds us that it's the 5th Commit Me. Athena makes a great point, and one we've all uttered. Why are we arguing over Clint and Loza and the wannabe trad wife? Like, I just don't understand why that's happening. The good news is, one little win that we've got is that Jamie has realised at this stage that her behaviour at the last Din Din's party was not good enough, all right? Was not good enough at all. Well, she said it.
I feel like Ryan now has to give the title of classless to my mouth because it was brutal.
Yeah, look, you were too much. And like I've said many times on this channel before, it's okay to be too much. I am too much. I'm a man currently in shorts and a suit jacket, a black shirt and a dressy tie, which actually I found out as Dolce & Gabbana, by the way. Anyway, some of them are ugly, but still classy. Karina is really off with Jamie, and apparently her quote-unquote narky comments.
Narky comments. That's what I don't like about Jamie's presence aura, is that she just says such narky comments, and like how she was instantly shutting me down and just what comes out of her mouth, I'm just like...
Yeah, I'm just like, but what about your mate Loza, who says worse shit, but just at a lower decibel? Anyway, different rules for different lab rats, I guess. Once we make it to the Commit Me, Loza and Clint. Oh, God, jeez, I'm going to have to get it before he gets out here. They make a really weird entrance, not on time, but also not as perfectly timed as Morena. Like, she really had us all thinking, is she going to come? Like, we knew she was going to turn up, but anyway. And then the verbal skirmish, it begins.
Where were you last night, guys? Just didn't want to come? We actually had a nice dinner without you, so.
Nice.
Didn't want to be a part of this experiment anymore? Why are you here now?
They can't learn anything from this experiment, apparently. The experts can't teach them anything, so why bother?
It's actually got nothing to do with the experts. It's more about you.
Right, that's what you said, though.
With us. So what's wrong with us?
Should have brought some little zoo feeding pellets to keep them quiet.
Hold on, guys. Okay, welcome.
And John at the end, okay, guys, calm down. Welcome. Oh, it's so dumb. It's really, really dumb. So the experts were left speechless. That's a quote from them after the last dinner party. And I feel like you guys, the experts, sorry. Did I call them experts for once? I'll tone it down. It's been a long week, guys. You guys are speechless a lot, TBH. Like, it's nothing new to see here. Loza and Clint, they regale everybody of this amazing story. The experts of their incredible dinner party. You know, ting, 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 dinner is served, but without all the riffraff, you know, those zoo animals. Clint explains that he has standards and these other walking experiments do not. In fact, they are embarrassed to be associated with them. Well, you know, I'm pretty embarrassed a lot just watching. Anyway, Loza says she doesn't want to be there and end up being negative. She doesn't want to be a negative person. Oh yeah, sure, Loza. Sure. That's who you are. You are that lady.
Especially when that lady keeps flapping her mouth constantly.
Being rude to us?
Shut up, Jamie. God's sake. Oh.
Shut the
By the time we
I actually, deep down, think that maybe Loza and Clint are the same person. It's just that Loza is just a little bit more forthcoming when the cameras are around. Whereas Clint, he just sort of tones it down. But I think they could actually be quite matched with each other. Too bad, so sad. You know, Jack got her menses, but her man, sorry. Anyway, also, for a second, the magic word gets uttered. And remember, the shirts are now back in stock. If you know what I'm talking about.
their behaviour at social settings is boganic. There is no other way to describe it.
What does that mean?
It is bogan behaviour. Classless, it's just lacking class, I would say. I do feel like the behaviour at dinner parties, which is usually led by the four of you in the corner there, is boganic behaviour, and I stand by that.
It's just boganic behaviour. What a stupid word. Anyway, get your shirt now. It's ready and in stock and will ship within one business day. So go to rehash.com.au or find the links in the description below. Lauren wants the last nasty word and doesn't want anybody to reply. She is the definition of just can dish it out but cannot take it. She is, quote unquote, above them all.
Do you think you're better than them? Because that's what you're saying to them.
I feel
Boganic behaviour is essentially you got no class.
at the dinner parties and at the couples retreat, I definitely do feel like I would not behave the way that they behave in social situations. So for that reason, yes, I do feel like my behaviour is better.
How's your behaviour?
I don't know, Adrian, why don't you tell me?
The fact that you can't see your attitude is wild to me.
So many about you, mate. So much about you is wild to me. We don't have time in this video because I've got 4 episodes to get through, but really we should just do a deep dive on why Adrian is a bit of a POS a lot of the time. Lauren explains that she has a cold exterior, but you don't have to be mean just because you have a cold exterior. She also says that it's just a resting bitch face, but no, it's not a resting bitch face. It's the face of a bitch because you say bitchy things. It's about what you say to people or about people. You can't blame meanness on being, well, I'm just a little bit shy.
No, this time I've got to jump in. There is a clear
Finally,
difference
Mel.
between being shy and being rude or being disrespectful. I think you're giving yourself a little bit too much credit here.
Get it on.
Even just your non-verbal communication, we would say that it's a resounding yes.
But I think that's the problem, though, that is how I perceive.
That's
but that's
your
not.
problem.
It is my problem, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, it is your present. Look, even with another fugly dress outfit on, whatever that thing is it a dress or is it a romper jumper? I don't know. For once, 2 shillings is actually bang on, and it's all crazy because She got the shits with Elliot, as he claims that he knows more than the experts, but then you can see on her face that Loza, the wannabe trad wife, the hand-me-down one, she doesn't buy a thing that they're saying to her. And you can gather all of this just from her attitude. Anyway, the company line with their relationship is that we get along, her and the Clint. We're friends. But even old mate, you know his name, CLINT, he even says that he doesn't want to jump into bed with Loza. So what are we doing here? Lauren thinks that she has put everything into this relationship, and apparently they've both agreed that nothing is there. Look, I'm no fan of Loza, but if they're not into it, then that's just another fail on the experts' books. And I tell you what, they're racking up some fails.
Leaving the zoo.
I actually feel embarrassed for you.
Yeah, I think the best thing right now is to also leave.
Okay.
Jamie lets out a thank Christ, which isn't really helping her cause. And then there's chat about how there may be something happening out the Tassie Chateau. But I can absolutely tell you now that Loza doesn't want it. So let's not continue this farce any longer. With that, they walk out immediately. Like there's a bit of the experts going, guys, you don't have to go. As if they wanted to stay. They were at a beautiful retreat in, was it Byron Bay? Couldn't bring themselves to even want to stay there. You think they're going to stay in a warehouse? A shitty, like, half-furnished warehouse that's probably cold as shit and got cameras everywhere? No. Anyway, it is the end of an era. Geez, I really hope that they come to the reunion. Oh, please, reality gods, make sure they come to the reunion. Adrian and Athena. All right, well, let's move on to them. Athena, look, I'm so done with this relationship because there's so much other stuff going on. We're just pretending that it's all good. So let's move on because eventually they're going to hit rock bottom again and we're all bored. With Jack and Rai, it gets brought up that he's holding his test. That subject is funny. If it wasn't so sad. Anyway, the subject, he's not a professional athlete, guys. It gets brought up at the expense of Jack's needs because, you know, he can't give the test if he's got to go to the gym.
Why were you not just pleasuring her?
I'm not sure.
Oh, dang.
So what's up with Modern Man? Where did he go?
So are you saying at that particular morning that you're talking about?
Any morning that you want to maintain your testosterone and not be active yourself, you can still pleasure your partner.
There has to be balance between our two sets of needs, and like they're not identical. I would never prioritize gym over my partner's needs. Never.
It seems like you did.
You absolutely did. Actually, I've got a comment here. Apparently Lauren doesn't go to the reunion. No, say it isn't so. No, Cleo. Listen, you can just look after her, Rai, and you can still hold all your test, but he's not that kind of guy. You know what I mean? Because that's not what Andrew Tate would do, even though he probably can't get his podcast anymore on Spotify, which is a real single tier moment.
No, but because if I was, listen. Because if I wasn't, then there'd be no change to our energy. We wouldn't be in a good place. So I just need you to think more carefully when you make these statements, because then John rightly jumped on that, and it's not 100% the case, is it?
Ryan, I'm getting uncomfortable with how you're talking to her.
Yep. The Timu Tate, who thinks he's smarter than everybody else, he has to jump in and say, no, I'm going to control this because I'm the man. I'm going to control the situation. And look, oh God, it's going to sound like I'm in support of Ryan, and I can guarantee I'm not. Jackie is confusing. Jack is confusing. She makes no sense most of the time, and she's living on a completely different planet. But it doesn't negate the fact that this guy is problematic, and there's probably a lot of stuff that we're still not seeing. Speaking about Jackie and being confusing, well, yeah, much.
Why is she crying or laughing?
What's wrong?
It's hard to tell.
I just feel like it's hopeless. I've already tried.
It's not hopeless. It's not, babe, it's not.
What a performance. Bravo! They both say stay. What is happening? Wait, let me do it properly. What is happening? How are both of you staying in this experiment? Like, I mean, why? Why? Then, God, and you know, I haven't watched the latest Commit Me, right? So I'm a week behind. So we're doing 4 eps now, and then the latest one I'm going to do first thing for you tomorrow, and then everything returns to normal in the land of Rehash. Thank sweet baby angels. But I hope that this gets brought up.
Ow!
You just hit her. There. Okay.
You all right? Yeah, sorry.
Went to put the arm up and her head went back. I'm so sorry.
Oh, yeah. I wonder how many kisses are going to make that better. Mate, no matter how many times you do it, I just don't know how many more hits Jackie's head can take. You know what I mean? Like, she can't take any more. I'm trying to think of that movie where there was that guy, was it Varsity Blues? Where one of the football players, and he kept getting knocks and they kept tally of it, and like one more knock and he was going to die. Can't remember how it ended. I don't think it was good. Look at me mention a sports movie. Shut up. Next on the Commit Me couch, Elliot and V. What a couple. V apparently holding back with parts of her personality because she doesn't think that she would be received well. You're holding back? Now we all... We hold down the crazy. You know what I mean? Like we hold, am I right, ladies? We hold down the crazy just a little bit. Now that I've moved in with my partner, I'm just going to let it all out. You know what I mean? Like, I'm going to be my full insane self. Love you, baby. Look, it's so weird when they get no real feedback. So she's saying that she's holding parts of her personality back, and then Elliot says, no, that's a problem. And then they go, and let's get to the decision. It's so dumb. They both write stay, which is also ridiculous. And then John says, it's the relationship that keeps confusing me, or something along the lines of that. It confuses me, but I love it. That were his exact words. What does that mean? It confuses you, but you love it because you're watching it like I do, like it's a television program. Ree and Jeff are up, and Jeff says he's kind of, sort of, maybe sees himself looking at some sort of like LOVE, don't put it all together in one word, future in the future. But the experts act as if he basically said, you know, will you marry me? They say stay, and everyone needs to chill. Beth and TJ are also up, and they're hitting speed bumps now because Beth reckons that TJ isn't into her. Jeez, I really wish that Beth and TJ weren't the intruder couple because I really think Beth is a lot messier than she's coming across. Could have had some good stuff from her. And TJ's so pretty. And he doesn't seem that toxic, but I guess I've got to hold my thoughts because I've made mistakes before, in fact, very recently, about judging people on this show. TJ reckons that he is into her, but also wants it to be reciprocated, and they both stay. Who's not reciprocating with TJ? Look at his eyes. Kiss him on the mouth. Punch the door, and Karina are up on the couch. And Karina says, she has her say on how everything went down at the retreat.
It was like a Mean Girls 2.0 environment. It was like one girl against a few girls. I don't stand by that behaviour.
You're still suggesting that I'm a mean girl.
I didn't specifically say that you're a mean girl. The environment was a mean girl environment.
Yeah. Jamie, you just can't help yourself. Just sit back down, Darl. You would blow all of their minds if you just brought the tone down just a little bit. They'd be so scared, actually. Karina thinks it's because she's friends with everyone, and that's why everyone is turning against her. But you can be friendly to everybody, but still stand for something. Like, stand for something. Like, once. Karina should be happy this storyline has managed to just completely bury the whole punching of the wall, door, whatever storyline. Like, imagine, and Paul should be stoked too, if we didn't have all this other stuff going on, it would just be all about the door that got, you know, punched. Has the door done an exclusive interview yet? Maybe some journalist, not a journalist, needs to do it. Anyone else feel weird the way that Paul puts his hands, like he puts both of his hands on her? And it's not aggressive, but I don't know. It just sort of feels weird to me. Like, I guess it's sweet, and yet it just reads very, very different to me. They both stay. Okay, Jamie and Dave head to the Commit Me couch, and Jamie is using the mother bear defense and claims that it's just her way of calling out bad behavior, but you can't act in a bad way and then expect to be forgiven just because the other party is at fault also. It's just not an excuse. Jamie does say that she's embarrassed and ashamed of her behaviour, which is excellent. And that is why she gets, you know, that's why she gets the edge for me. Let me find my words. The edge for me over Lauren. You know what I mean? Like, because Lauren will never see the errors of her ways. Like, we all make mistakes. Pretty much every video I make a mistake. But you got to, like, admit it and go, oh, yeah, messed that up. Sorry. But Lauren will never do that. Jamie, though, does.
The things I did say to you were completely unacceptable. And I know that my behaviour was unacceptable. 1,000%. I'm sorry how I spoke to you, conducted myself, my aggression, just everything, the comments, the demeanour. That is my behaviour that was wrong. And I'm sorry.
Thank you, Jamie.
Yeah. I don't know if Karina ever apologised for being, like, shitty friend. But anyway, it's good that the person who lost her shit for no goddamn reason, not a good enough reason, actually apologised, which is actually nice. Wait. There was a bunch of comments and, here we go. And I want to, Kim wrote, Kim. Where it's up on the screen, I can see it here. Kim said, at this point, I hope they all remain single because I just wouldn't want any sane and sensible person near any of them. Okay, Kim. Also, there was another good one. Here we go. Emma. Emma says, and here I go, Paul shows a lot of aggression in micro expressions. He's bad news to me. Yeah, maybe that's what I'm like, you know, clocking on. There's just some little things where he grabs it with both hands and it just, I don't know, makes me feel a type of way. It doesn't mean it's right or wrong. It just makes me feel weird. To see when you're in the wrong is a really important thing. And the only thing that we can ask from anybody. So back to Jamie, good for her for apologizing. So many times people in these experiments, they double and triple down and they refuse to be at fault. So this is good. Moving on to their relationship though, Jamie praises Dave, which now, after I'm seeing everything is, anyway.
I covered his mouth. I said, I'm going to say something and I don't want you to say anything. And I said, I love you, like I really love you. Now, good night. And I told him to go to bed.
That's very big.
I was trying to keep it buried inside me. But I'm not going to suppress how I feel.
So you haven't said it back?
No.
Do you feel that's a place where you can see yourself landing?
I mean, this experiment, like, we've really done it properly, like we have. I don't think you can do this. You can do this properly and not fall in love.
But I'm also patient, understanding.
What's that look? What is that look? Oh, what's going on? What's going on up in there, Dave? What's going on up in your head? I guess we're going to find out very, very soon, aren't we? That's why I'm wearing all black today for you. Because we're in mourning. Because a sweet baby angel has fallen from the sky. More on that very soon. I don't really understand what the look is, and I don't know what's happening in Dave's little head, but it's giving me the feeling that he's actually not in at all. And then we just move on to the decision. The whole thing was very weird. They both stay, but the big question is, how do you feel about her, Dave? There is already an... Oh, but by the way, this is like the start of us seeing Dave for something different. So I can't tell if it's just editing or if he really is in this mind state where it all starts to unravel from here. Because if you like seeing Dave in not a great mindset, it's only going to get better from you, for you. It's time to move on to Feedback Week and the voiceover lady. Should I do it? And now, how does she do it? It's Helen Dallimore, isn't it? And she talks like this. The voiceover lady calls this the most important part of the experiment. And I would disagree. So basically, we're doing partner swaps for Feedback Week. We're bringing it back, apparently, because it's such a good thing. Ree is going to be with Elliot. Dave is going to be with V. Karina with TJ. Ryan with Beth. Jack and Jeff. Oh, finally. Geez, if only Clint hadn't left. The happiest will likely be Jack and V in this scenario. Because, well... Just
I'm
watch.
curious to see how much reading you're going to get done with Ree.
I look forward to seeing if Dave gets through the 3 days.
You think he won't get... Why wouldn't he get through the 3 days?
Okay,
Why would you say that? What's the criticism
You
there?
just had a dig at me because I'm always
I'm not
reading.
digging. I'm observing.
So
It's an
I read
observation.
sometimes, and sometimes I
You
don't
read
read.
very often. You do read a lot. I'm not criticising
I would say
you.
I spend less time reading than you spend in the bathroom. That's really just being honest.
Okay, babe.
I don't understand. They're just so awful. I don't understand. She gets to say a snarky little comment and like roll her eyes and go and about him reading because she clearly doesn't like it. And then he says a snarky comment and then that's a problem. Like they're both just so equally awful to me. And then it always escalates.
You are always negative towards me, and I don't know how to
literally just said
navigate
all you
this.
do is read. I'm just addressing the things that you're
You
saying that
read
aren't
all,
true.
I said I understand. I wonder if you'll read as much with me as you will with
That's
Ree.
a snide remark.
It's
Of course
not a
I'm gonna
snide remark. It's
It
an
is
obvious.
obviously.
No,
I'm
it's
allowed
not.
to address things.
I'm done with this conversation now, Elliot. I'm going to go start packing my bags to move in with Dave. Hopefully, he's able to have a normal conversation with me.
Find that hard to believe.
They're just so awful. Oh, I love it. I just love it. I can't believe that any of them is real. It's just so ridiculous. It's also my favorite thing that at the end of, like when, well, not at the end of the argument, mid-argument, V also goes, that's it. I'm not arguing anymore. That's it. Like that's her version of an Adrian's end of. She just wants to wrap it up. It must be wrapped up when she says it's over. We also find out that Athena will be partnered with Punch the Door, Paul, and Adrian with Jamie. And of course, if you'd watched our stuff that's happening off the screen and all the spoiler episodes, the last live that we did, you would know this.
Paul told me that he had a little fling back in the day with Athena's twin sister. You've already slept with her sister, now you're going to sleep in the same bed as her.
Yeah, sleep in the same bed. Look, I get it. It's weird to sleep in the same bed with someone who's not your partner. But remember, nothing about this is normal. Literally nothing. It's been a long time, guys. It's a long week. Can't find my words. What I don't understand is, why is there an issue? Like, they ended on good terms. They're not going to sleep with each other. So I don't really understand why Cleo, the sister of Athena, why Athena being in their love lab rat maze now is a problem. Like, I don't know. I feel like it's a bit of a Frankenstein edit, but maybe Karina can't. Well, maybe she is that insecure about it all. Turns out she is insecure. And she has a huge cry because she compares it to cheating.
Not okay.
Oh,
I'm uncomfortable.
Oh, baby. Oh, hey. Sit down.
I'm trying to process it all and how uncomfortable I am with it. It's like a form of cheating. I don't want to do it. I don't agree with it. I don't want to be doing this.
Look, wait. Sarah said something and I want to put up. Yeah, I agree. I don't want my partner sharing a bed with anyone else either, but you don't have to share a bed. That's not a part of the rules. Like, there's no sex, there's no kissing, they're not building a life together. Like, if you have any faith in Punch the Door, then what's the real issue here? It seems like you just don't trust him at all. Anyway, Karina just doesn't want to do it. She just doesn't want to do it, guys. Until...
Oh, shit.
How are you?
I'm good, how are you?
Hi. Are you okay?
Yeah.
Oh,
Karina's feeling very
hi.
uncomfortable with the whole
Ah.
And then, next minute Cleo walked in. It was very awkward. Kind of didn't know where to stand there. I was like, oh.
You just said Cleo walked in.
Shit, I laughed when I watched that this morning. I laughed and I laughed and I laughed. He just casually called her twin sister's name. And that's good stuff. Imagine if Paul and Karina are still together watching this back. Well, they're not together now. Karina warns him that he better not share a bed. And I love seeing this side of her. She's all love and peace and leave everyone alone. But if the Frenchman, punches a door in front of anybody else, she's going to snap. She also goes, to Love Labrat limbo for a little while because she doesn't know if she wants to do this part. V, surprisingly, seems stoked to have Dave, and Ryan has discussed with Jackie on how to play the whole thing. Now, so many tiny little things that we see from him are very controlling, and they're really starting to amp up like a lot.
Oh, hi. Hi. You're still here. Hi. Wow. You guys have a lot of pictures.
Yeah.
Don't you?
So that's the shrine
Stunning.
over there.
Well, very interesting. Like, they've got a shrine. Got a shrine. Is not the Jackie and Ryan that we see, is it?
No. TV's going to turn off. How rude. No, it's not the Jackie that you know, and it's not the Rai that you know. It's also very confusing for all of us because we saw them make the shrine. And we've seen the shrine for a while, and it just gets bigger and bigger. I can also almost see why the experts paired these two together because they're so odd that maybe it might, just like at a slim chance, might have worked. There's a couple of couples like this this year that maybe would have ended up all right. But I don't know, maybe the screening process wasn't long enough. I'm not sure. Anyway, obviously, Beth and Rai have a lot of beef because apparently someone is classless. And she's got a little foul mouth, and I can relate.
I might be putting out a swear jar.
Yeah. You've got to be joking.
A swear jar was like a bit of a gag, but if she starts swearing at me, that'll be the end of it. You can piss off out of here.
Oh, yeah, mate. Back off, get out of here. You're gonna swear at me, the man of the house. That's not what they said on the tape podcast. Anyway, Jack makes her way to Jeff's and bloody loves it. She bloody loves it because she's going away essentially. She feels like she's going to Hotel Jeff.
Hello, Jack. Come in. I bought you something. Dress to iron. Sorry, to steam.
Big laughs, but then he just gets on with it and actually steams her dress. Like, I'll marry Jeff in a heartbeat. Love you, baby. The questions task is on. This is a part of Feedback Week, and they just ask each other questions, and I guess it's in relation to their own relation. I guess you can ask any question because no one really follows the rules of this shit anymore. Anyway, Ryan, as always, bloody gift.
Okay, rather than having a one-on-one and being actually curious about mine and Jackie's relationship, you've listened to other opinions and only taken a negative and judgmental view. Why is that?
Our reception was going well, and then I feel like it kind of just got turned to shit because you and Jackie had a blow-up.
Oh, I loved this. Sorry, I just saw a comment from Savage Optimus. We'll get to that comment from her in a second. Jeff is too good at performing. I just can't trust it. Well, if he was that good at performing, wouldn't he have more acting jobs? I don't know. But maybe he is. Maybe this is all just not true. I love that Ryan is using his questions, to just sort of just subtly attack Beth for every nasty thing that Beth may have said to them or about them in their relationship. I love this kind of energy.
Okay, second question. It's not Jackie and I's duty to satisfy your confusion, but what is the main aspect you want clarified, being as you know very little about us?
I don't understand how it can go from so hot to cold. I'll talk for me and TJ. It does not make sense to us.
We don't give a shit anymore.
Oh, Timu Taylor's in full incel mode at the moment, and I don't think Beth handles herself well at the best of times. And I think, like I said before, we would have seen more shit from her if it fit the narrative or if she wasn't an intruder bride. But Ryan is just an off humour with how he talks to people. It is not easy to take. Over with Punch the Wall.
She did say to me before you walked in that if it would have been any other girl, she would have probably felt a lot better about the whole situation.
Wow.
Oh, God. This is where he starts pushing his TV bride under the bus so very, very quickly and so many times. Athena talks about Punch the Door and Karina clearly not being the perfect couple, and no shit. Where do you think he got his nickname from? Then Wally Pauly hits us with a knockout. It's called the Honesty Letter. Yeah. In this edit, they're the first to give it a crack. So things like Karina is worried that, Paul's not religious. But Paul's going way deeper than that.
I feel like she is a bit of a snob sometimes and can come across as very judgy. And I'll be honest with you, this is giving me the ick. Now, when I told Karina the reason why I knew you. She made a comment about Cleo that sort of gave me the ick. She said, oh, I didn't know you would go for that kind of caliber. Yeah.
Wow.
Wow. Not that Karina said it. Like, Karina's one of those girls that, like, in front of a group of people, she's like, no, we should be nice to everybody. I'm an empath. But then, like everybody, when they're in bed with their partner, they're like, okay, tea. And I hate that she pretends to be above it. It all seems to be because Cleo has some tats. Cleo has some tats, and apparently that's why she's shocked that Paul went for somebody in that caliber. What's Paul's game? Like, what if he thinks that? Is this his way of getting out of the relationship? Like, for him to like blow it up in the best possible way? Like, there is nothing that's going to come good out of this. When it's eventually going to get back to Karina. If not, it's going to be on the TV. So why would he want to take it down like this? Anyway, moving over to Dave and V. Question, what's going on?
Hey.
Oh, I'm going to be quicker than that around here, boys.
Waking up today, this morning, how was it?
Yeah, fine.
Did you sleep well?
Yeah, it's pretty good. Yeah, sounds good.
What's good? What are you talking about? Are you talking about little Dave? Well, it wouldn't be that little, would he? Huge. Anyway, what's going on? I don't know. It could have just been an editing bit, but it just seemed very sus. The whole giggly experiment seemed very, very sus. Quickly. Super chat, thank yous. Thank you to D for giving a super chat. I really appreciate it, D. Also, Limac, thank you very much for your super chat. Brooke, fish equals bad juju. Also, SDA, I promise when I said live, I would like to see Dave and Jamie conflict. I didn't mean this. Oh, Brooke, you did this. Brooke, this is on you. It's not, honey. It was filmed. It was filmed in like November last year. You're fine. This is on you. Aussie Sheila also with the super chat. Thank you very much. Thank you to NIDZK Wood. Hey, Wilko, so glad to see your faces. Stoked the move went well. Love your work as always. Thank you so much. Poll, did Dave get up to no good with V? Oh, this is what we're talking about. Christy, thank you very much for your super chat. And thank you to Michelle Connolly as well. So many super chats. And you can also give yours and go to rehash.com.au and give directly to the channel. I really do appreciate it. Yeah, Christy, you do have a very good question there. Maybe I'll put it up as a poll at some stage because I think something might be going on. Anyway, let's quickly talk about this. This bowl. Question, could Ryan find a bigger bowl to eat from? Look how big this bowl. This is a mixing bowl. I don't know. I want to see how full this was before he started eating out of it. That was a very big question for me. Also, Beth has some questions because you can imagine the chit chat between them is just, it's just boom, 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 boom.
You buy Jackie a lot of flowers, it looks like.
Yeah, like it's half and half.
Oh, she buying flowers?
No, she buys herself flowers.
Yeah, it's 50-50. Yeah. I buy her half, which I don't believe, and the rest of them she buys for herself. Oh, shit. And you know she only does that to prove a point to him that he hasn't bought her enough flowers recently, which I love. In this whole sharing for Feedback Week, Jamie decides to also get very, very real.
Sex, as you know, to me is very important, but I have always been the one likely to initiate intimacy. When it's happening, we both really enjoy it, and that's why it makes me a little bit more confused as to why you don't want more of it.
Me being a man, my mind goes to probably a few things. Him doesn't want you getting too close to him, so keeps his distance. And the hardest one, he's not attracted.
What I'm actually buying now, isn't it crazy? And I've sent it a bunch in the chat today from you, is that I agreed a lot with Adrian in the last couple of episodes, and I bloody hate it. I hate it so much. Don't you just, isn't it the worst when there's someone that you just don't like because of their shitty behavior and you start agreeing with them, you're like, no. No. No, that's not what I want. Anyway, it doesn't matter what Adrian says because Jamie's just not seeing it. She's not seeing how he can't be attracted to her.
I'm just not seeing him not being attracted to me. I don't know. It's like he's not that sexual of a person.
I can argue the point, he's just not like that with you. Imagine he got this 10 out of 10 supermodel in his mind, you know, this beautiful actress or whatever. Would he be having a sex the same amount?
Good question. Well, while this is happening, the Flirt Fest is really kicking into gear with V and Dave on their first official wife swap date.
Cheers.
Cheers. I think you're pretty easygoing.
Thanks.
Is she?
I think I am too. I think I'm pretty chill.
Oh, boy.
Then we go back to Mr. Serious.
God, see, Veronica acts as if like she's just all fun and fucking fairy floss, and Eddie, it's just a huge downer, which he is. But like, look in the mirror. You're not that fun. You get to say mean things into the guise of jokes, but then if he does it, he's mean. It just doesn't. You don't make any sense. Do we think that they just? Okay, here's a question I've got for you. My brain finally caught up. Do we think that they just put V with Elliot because she was the most available? Like, there was no actual science? Because both of them don't seem matched at all. Like, apart from them both being attractive, and I know a lot of people are going to go, oh, she's not attractive, he's not attractive. It's all in the eye beholder. But look, objectively, we can look at them and go, they're attractive people who very much look after themselves. But I don't know if they're actually matched with the science. I think it was a last-minute deal. I'm speaking as if there's science with other couples. I'll move on. Adrian does no sugarcoating for Jamie, saying that her and Dave will not make it. And when you know what's coming, he's right again. Anyway, he also thinks that Dave will not drop the L word for her. The face crack of the season is the next task, which I didn't even see this coming, but of course it is.
Take the letter you wrote whilst in your new pairing and read it to your partner.
We trust you will take this task seriously and be open and honest, but it's important you take the feedback on board, the experts.
Oh my God.
What?
Paul's letter.
Take the letter you wrote while in your new pairing and read it to your partner.
You seem nervous and you giggled.
Paul claims that he doesn't have a worried face, but his face looks like he's been shitting baguettes for the last 4.5 seconds. 2 pages of burning Karina at the stake, ready for him to read to her. This is good television for the worst reasons.
I worry that sometimes Karina puts on a happy mask because she really cares and worries about how she's being perceived. I feel like she wants to be perceived as like the perfect, prude, conservative girl.
Okay.
There's been multiple times where I've noticed some contradiction between the way she portrays herself and some of her behaviors or actions. Like the comment that she's not into tattoos, but has some, and her celebrity crush is almost covered from head to toe. I feel like she's just playing it safe with me and wants it to be smooth sailing to avoid drama or confrontation. You said to me that you were surprised that I would go for that kind of caliber. So I feel like she's a bit of a...
Say the word.
I feel like she is sometimes. I feel like she is, and she can come across as very judgy.
Still not saying the word, honey. Snob. S-N-O-B. I know that Adrian probably can't spell it, but you wrote it down, so you know what the word is. He really tries to gloss over some of the things that he wrote, but obviously it's bad and not going to be taken well, especially because Karina is like, she's insecure, like 100%. She knows it. He says to her, not to take it personally, but is just completely calling her out on who she is as a person. So how is she not going to take this personally? I'd really like to see the judgy part of Karina. Like, I would enjoy that. The kumbaya, everyone should be friends Karina is far less interesting to me and clearly not real at all. Now, we all say stuff in confidence to our partner with the hope that they never push us under the bus, which is why it's weird for Paul to go such scorched earth on their relationship. Over with Jack and Rai, who I'm still convinced aren't real people. Jack also has to read her letter, and apparently it's super cooked. And why wouldn't it be? We all know she has street cred when it comes to her manifestos. Oh, she loves writing things.
My biggest fear is marrying a man that ends up stubborn and stuck in his own ways and beliefs as the world moves on. I'm concerned you've built your sense of self on top of outdated beliefs about power and masculinity. Your extreme sense of masculine pride and fragile ego are difficult to deal with and come at my expense.
Fragile.
I'm concerned you need a submissive partner. I'm concerned that you financially contribute less than I will because I'm not convinced that you have enough financial skills. I'm concerned that I will be the primary breadwinner, putting you in a place where you don't want to be, which might be the primary caregiver.
At what point do you think Rai completely tunes out? Or do you think because I feel like the second hit to his heart and his ego and his masculinity, I think that's when he completely tunes out. And then he's just like, give me the letter, I'll read it later. Because I just can't. I think it's also Jackie's delivery. She reads things so boring. She could never be a newsreader. She could never be any sort of host. No YouTube channel for you, Jack. Because even though your manifestos are funny, but I think for the wrong reasons.
If it came to it, would you be happy being a stay-at-home dad?
No.
Why?
Being a stay-at-home dad is not what I'm going to do with my life. You know very well what I want to do with my life. And you know that a stay-at-home dad is the most ridiculous thing. I can't believe we're having this conversation. I will never be a stay-at-home dad. It's insulting to think that I would even consider that. What's next? Oh, Ryan, how would you feel about being a trophy husband? Jesus.
I would bloody love it. I would just, hear that, baby? I would love to be a trophy husband. Are you kidding? I can sit here and make my little videos. No one has to donate then. Remember, you can also donate by going to rehash.com.au and sending a super chat.
Super chat.
Ryan apparently doesn't want to be a stay-at-home dad because Timu Tate doesn't stay home with the progeny. That's not what he's there for. He claims that it's insulting to stay home with kids. Shut up, dickhead. It's 2025. Like, where are you living? V's letter to Elliot is just as attacky, which we expected, but I don't know. It was like, I understand it was an honesty letter. I just didn't know it was meant to be like a really mean letter.
Not trying to draw a comparison or anything, but like Dave has made me realise it should come easy and it shouldn't be as hard as it is with Elliot and I. I don't have to prompt Dave to open up. He tells me things because he wants to talk to me. There are some basic things too, like making eye contact with me and being attentive. Dave makes me feel connected and seen. But unfortunately, I don't feel the same way with you.
Look, I get it. Like, if you were with someone that you didn't like and all of a sudden you're with someone who was slightly better, you'd be like, wow, this is nice. It's like when you go on a bunch of dates and you finally meet the one and you're like, whoa, this is great. I'm not saying that V has met the one, but I don't know. I'm also not ruling it out. Craziest shit has happened on this show. At the end of that, Elliot was waiting for some sort of positives to sort of sprinkle it like Salt Bay at the end of it, but there's none. V thinks that he doesn't recognize her when she's in the house. Like, he's there, but he's not like there because he's just reading his books and living his life, and he just doesn't even like acknowledge her.
I'll give you an example from Dave. I was eating and he was like, do you want some hot sauce? And I was like, yeah, I'll have some hot sauce. Great. He's like, do you want some cheese? I'm going to have some cheese. Do you want some cheese? Do you want me to make it for you? Do you want me to heat it up? And then when I finished eating, he came over and took the plate to the sink. And then I went to wash up and he's like, no, don't wash up. You leave that.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Like a restaurant experience.
Okay, Olga. It's so interesting that you would say that. What an interesting choice of words from you, Elliot. Do you think that that's appropriate that you're patronising me, Elliot? Do you think that that's appropriate that you're patronising me, Elliot?
Sounds like you're learning lines from your movie. Yeah, so it turns out we still can't be in the same room together.
Your level of disrespect is unlike anything I've ever experienced in my life. I want nothing to do with you, and I'm not interested in pursuing anything with you. You're beneath me.
And the Oscar goes to Veronica. No, that was the perfect ending. Like,
it's just, they're just both awful people. He's gross. She's gross. They're both vile. It's really good stuff. Like, how they've managed to be stuck together for that entire time. Like, had they been intimate? Like, because imagine how dirty you'd feel not liking this person. But I guess we've all been there. You know, you've had sex with someone and you're like, why did I do that? This person's awful. No, just me? Okay. Jamie then reads her letter because she has to explain to Dave that she wants him to initiate the bang bang and how she's confused as to why he doesn't want the bang bang. Dave feels a certain type of way that his sex life has been shared with another one of those husbands, the love lab rats.
It's not something for another husband to sort of hear. You know, obviously it's a huge thing, and that you brought it up into here. Being brought up like this, I have, like, my heart hurts a little bit. Yeah, it hurts to be questioned like that. Like I expressed from the start, it's not a massive part of who I am, the sex life sort of thing. You are a very confident person when it comes to sex and all that, and I'm not. Do you think I am?
Yeah, I know, but
answer that.
But like,
you are very confident
it's
and
not like
expressing
we're in
it.
the beginning of this, Dave.
Look, Dave was open, like in his opening package, that that V loves in bed. In that video package, he explained he has like crazy shyness from the start. Like, he's not the type of person that would walk up to someone else and start a chat. So that kind of checks out. And then as Jamie does, she starts to boil over because she isn't getting the answers that she needs from Dave. And this is the beginning of the end. Because... you just wait until we get to the other side of this couch chat.
Sex and all those things are connected to all those feelings as well.
So then you're saying we don't have that much sex because you're not right in your field.
I'm not there yet. You're in a different spot to who I am. So you said you loved me 6 weeks into this. I'm not there.
So
I'm not
are
there.
we having a lack of sex because you're not in the love stage?
I feel like there was...
Yes or no?
Yes.
That makes more sense to me. And that's what I said when I came in. This is the first time in this experiment I've questioned whether Dave and I will work. Okay. We might not be able to come back from that.
Yeah, if you do, because guys, I don't know if you've seen the episodes, but if you have, something's about to happen. All right, while that falls apart, the crumbling continues for Paul and Karina. Because she read the letter and he omitted the word snob when he was reading it to her. And you know why he omitted it? It's because...
To be fair, I wasn't like 100% sure of the exact meaning of snob, but I just knew it was a bit of a strong word.
What do you mean you don't know the meaning of snob?
Well, like, I do know the meaning of snob, but it's a part of me was like, oh, is snob like, is it an insult? Is it not an insult? When I wrote the word snob, the meaning of it, I was thinking maybe that's probably a bit too strong of a word. In my head was like, oh, that's probably a bit too much.
Yeah. What does snob mean? Actually, it's our time to get ourselves a friend, the ChatGPT, because you know what? I feel like a snob is someone who holds their nose up at other people and thinks that they're better. But we just want to make sure that we're all on the same. And why would the AI ever lie to me? Like, until it wants to like take over. Hey, ChatGPT, can you give me the definition of a snob, please?
Of course, a snob is someone who believes they are superior to others, often based on things like social class, education, or taste. They tend to look down on people they consider to be of a lower status or less refined. The term is often used in a somewhat negative way to describe someone who is overly judgmental about others' tastes or background.
Well, you know what? I think that he was bang on with the word snob and he knew exactly what he was saying. So, come on, Frenchman, get it together. Karina explains that she was coming from an insecure place and she said she shouldn't have said those words about Cleo and her caliber, and it was the heat of the moment comment. You know, like when you get so mad that you punch a fucking door. Oh, sorry, I swore. Oh, no, damn it. Means I'm classless. Put some money in the jar. Oh, guys! It's dinner party time! Oh, thank goodness. Before we get there, let's get some comments quickly. We've got only one more episode that we've got to rehash in this huge Rehash-A-Thon. Can you believe it? All right, we've got some comments. Here we go. Kim says that Jamie's mistake was that she came on too strong from day one. Bit of mystery goes a long way. Oh, Kim, you naughty girl. Bit of mystery. Yeah, I've never been good at that. So lucky my partner's not really into mystery. Looking from Norway. I don't know what that means. Some people have to go to work, and that's sad. But that's okay. It'll still be here for you to catch up when we're done. Lauren is a snob. Yeah, Linda, I agree with that too. Judgy is way worse than snob. Yeah, I guess. Di for JD says Paul is a bullshitter, which I also agree with. And here we go. Wait. I've never punched a wall. I did kick a cardboard box and fell once. What a curious thing to say. We've got
Super chat.
some super chats. We certainly do. Thank you muchly to Deb M for a super chat. Money for the swear jar. Thank you for putting in for me, Deb. After the move, I've got no money left. And thank you to Nids Wood. Yeah, you got to tell me how you want me to say that. Thank you very much for the super chat. I really do appreciate it. Everything that you can do to support the channel really, really helps. Even if you're just liking and watching, commenting right now. The more you comment in these lives, the better. Pre-Dindin's whip around before we get to the dinner is served. Oh, surprise for that, by the way. V and Elliot are living separately. No. They're living separately? But he was helping her with her acting. Getting to that academy. Imagine if she gets an Oscar one day. Anyway, Jamie and Dave are also not in a good place. Although I think are they still in the same lab rat room? Anyway, this is why I'm wearing black today. I don't know who this Dave is.
Hey.
Hey.
How you going?
Well, obviously I've been better. Haven't really spoken. Thought you maybe would check in a little bit.
I thought the same.
So you don't think maybe that would have been a good opportunity to maybe validate me?
I don't know if you want to have this conversation here or a dinner party.
Don't you want to try and resolve it with me before we go to a dinner party?
Well, I just don't. Yeah, I mean, if you want to have the conversation now, let's do it. I mean,
what is with this reaction right now? Why, where is your emotion in this? I'm questioning your attraction and if you've got romantic feelings. Do you know how upsetting that is?
Yeah.
And you're just like, well, do you want to talk about dinner party? What?
Yeah. What is happening? Dave has left the building. Did he get abducted overnight by someone? He's fidgety. He can't really make eye contact with her for that long. He's like, oh, I just thought we'd just sort out our personal problems at the dinner table. Why would anyone want to sort out anything at the dinner table? You kind of want to go in, not being full sort of rah-rah and jack-jack, but you still want to be at least feeling like you're in a good place before you go there. I'm not saying coercive control, but you definitely need to feel confident going in there. I don't understand who this Dave is. And it just gets more and more confusing.
it's because that they're not there. The feelings aren't there as much as I thought they would be. The intimacy things, all those things, I have to go away, went away and thought about why I'm not showing up in certain ways, and it's just not there. I'm not expressing the love that you have for me, I'm not mirroring that back.
How do you feel about Jamie?
Oh, look, I don't hate her guts. I don't hate Jamie. I think.
But how do you feel about her?
No, I mean, I don't hate her, but I do care. I do care.
What? Okay, let's role play for a bit. Finally, you and I get to role play. If you said to me, right, how do you feel about your partner? So you say that right now. Ready? Oh, I actually really love him. Now, if you were saying, oh no, he's gay, he's giving it away. If you said to me, even when we were initially dating, and a lot of my friends and family did, if you say to me, oh, how do you feel about your partner? I'd be like, you know what? I actually really love where it's going. It's going in a good direction. I don't go straight to, well, I don't hate his guts. What does that even mean? He is completely switched off. There is no emotion. Whatever he had there in the way of emotion is completely gone. I don't know who this man is whatsoever.
You feel one way, she feels another. Do you feel like she's understanding of how you're feeling?
I don't know, man. She just seemed worked up. I don't think there was time for that. That's how I feel, and
I can't get out. I can't, who is that person?
Did he have a lobotomy? Do they do lobotomies in Mafs? Then the cops really need to investigate. What a weird turnaround. Like, he's been all about listening. Like, even with Adrian, remember he was like trying to call him out and explain to her how Athena would feel and what questions he should ask her and, you know, because she's a sweet girl and he should look after. And then all of a sudden this guy's like, oh, I don't know. I don't know what's wrong with the miss. I got no idea anyway. Have we missed something? Like, what is happening? Let me do it. What is happening? So confused. This is just the weirdest thing. Jamie is also saying, he is worse than all the other men, but I don't know. We need to know a little bit more before we get there. You know, he's not punching doors. Did he just pretend this whole time? Look, the experts, they also can't believe that Jamie has arrived alone. And it sucks because Jamie thought that she was actually building a life with this guy. She even like takes her ring off during one of her little pieces to camera and chucks it. Quickly on Veronica though.
Elliot didn't even bother to walk 2 meters to come and say hello to me. And if he thinks that I'm going to move 100 meters across the room and he's not going to make the 2 meter step to say hello to me, like I don't care.
I don't think it's 100 meters. And you're into fitness, right? So I feel like you get your steps up. But look, I get it. Out of principle, don't go over there. He's terrible. You're terrible. But it's not 100 meters. Anyway, when Dave walks the 100 meters, he does actually go over and say hi to Jamie. But then he does something even more perplexing. He says that, like, they're great, but they're not great. I can't compute.
We're great. That's what prompted it. It was me to sit down after feedback and
what
think,
am I feeling? Yeah.
And what am I actually feeling? But yeah, I'm not there. The things that she wants, I can't give it to her. Yeah, I care about her. So it's like, I don't hate the girl.
What is this? I don't hate the girl. Like, did she do something to you? Like, all of a sudden you're like, yeah, I'm just not there. I'm just not there. I'm just not. You've gone from being all flirty and sexy and then all of a sudden, not there. I don't know what's going on. When you were watching this, right, were you just looking at this going, hang on, it looks like that tall, tattered man that I've seen for the last, how many weeks have we been doing this? 400 weeks. But something is very, very different. It's like almost, it was not as quick of a change, but it's like when Jackie was crying at TJ and Beth's wedding and then was like, you're right, let's go. Like it's, you know, it won't happen overnight, but it will happen. It did happen overnight. Anyway, also, there's a lot of negatives from this whole week that has just gone by, but something new for us. Are you ready?
Dinner is served.
Okay, all right, finally someone new. Not a lot of energy, but with this one, I feel like, what's he hiding? Like, what's your secret? Ding, 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 dinner is served, man. And just for once, and I'd pay someone. We'll see how we'll get a donations tally together, and for next season, we'll before the season starts filming, we'll put out a call to everybody to say dinner is served. Just to say it wrong one more time, we'll pay you cash money. All of us will pull in and we'll pay you cash money to say it wrong. Once we're at the table of doom, the vibe is really weird. Karina wants to pull Athena and Paul for a chat. She takes responsibility before she can finish the chat. Athena asks Paul to leave, which is, I don't know, she's kind of aggressive about it. Then then Karina goes on with her apology and then it's all accepted. It's fine. Then Paul comes back, even before it's all done and dusted, and this whole conversation with Paul is doing my head in.
You threw me under the bus with Athena's sister. Are you going to take accountability for that, Paul?
Yeah, I know.
Because
I did
obviously
say to you,
I'm affected by that, and that
Hello.
another girl who has nothing to do with our relationship that I came to in private, feeling like I can be confident.
Why can't we just leave it there? Yes, it was a wrong
Because
comment. Why do you still have to say that I'm throwing you under the bus and everything?
No one had to know about that but you and me.
I don't understand. Like, he is so confused and doesn't get why she was venting to him And in this, I agree with Karina. Like, what you say to your partner in your little pillow talk sessions, that's between you and your partner. They don't get to, like, go and throw you under the bus. What she said, she shouldn't have said. And I hate that Karina's super fake. And I wish she'd just say that stuff if she really meant it. But him and pushing her under the bus, that doesn't make any sense. Like, Paul, you need to get that. Like, you obviously did that to be a D-bag.
Insecure, and I didn't.
That's not on me. That's on you. It's not my fault if you're insecure.
I just said the comment though, thinking that it was gonna just stay between you and me.
Yeah, but no,
that you're the one that brought this out into the open, and all I wanted was to have a confident conversation between you and me. Right now, I feel like I've been thrown under the bus, and my guard is up.
Yeah, and like, it's crazy to me that he still doesn't get what he has done. It doesn't excuse what she said, but you decided to out her for no other reason apart from like to get her. Anyway, finally, just actually quickly before we go on, I don't want to miss this. I just saw it. Patricia has something very interesting to say. Jamie only wants Dave to say, I love you. He doesn't. He did say he did say how he feels. Well, we're getting caps locks. I love when we get into caps locks vibe. Thanks, Patricia1115. He feels like he doesn't love her. Why don't you all get that? No, I get that he doesn't love her. I don't understand this change. Now, Patricia, if you're sitting there going, oh no, this is the same Dave that we've seen all season, that's bullshit. And that's my comeback. It's been a long month. But he can not love her and not be in a space to love her. And he can also be in a space where he goes, you know what? I don't think we're going in the right direction and this isn't for me anymore. But to go from like, oh, I don't hate her, like, oh, I think we're building something, to all of a sudden a couple of days later go, oh, I don't hate her. I don't know. It's a huge turnaround. That's the weirdest part. All right, finally, we get to the demise of Jamie and Dave's relationship. Jamie explains all that she's done before and everything we've seen in this rehash so far to the group. And then this is the end. This is the beginning of the end.
There was no emotion, and you just blanked me.
Yeah, because it was awkward. Because it was awkward.
Yeah, but like...
You can finish talking, I'll tell you where I'm at.
How do you think that has made Jamie feel?
See, it's this. See, this is the, like, coldness. That's weird. That's weird to be someone who is very warm and, like, really tried to talk people through their emotions to all of a sudden be like, I don't know. I don't know how she feels. I don't know how she feels. It's not about... Like, sure, Jamie might be upset that he doesn't love her. I get that's probably got to be hurtful. But, like, at this stage, I don't think she actually wants... Like, she would love it, but it's not that you need to say that you're in love, but you got to say that we're actually building and moving in the right direction. They were talking about, like, moving in together, building a life together. That was the chat. You can't then all of a sudden go, nah, and not really explain how you got to that. That doesn't make any sense to me.
You broke my heart and you didn't care. And it made me freak out.
Well, that's why I didn't cover it.
Really?
What's this about? Tell me about your demeanour.
I realise that I can't express myself the way that you want me to, because I am not at the level of, I'm not at the level of love that you have. And my feelings aren't gradually getting bigger and bigger at the moment.
And that's fine. Like, if you're in a position where you go, you know what, my feelings are not going to match your feelings and I don't see them getting there, then that's how you put that. But I feel like there's been a lot of building, like I said before, of where you're going to go with your relationship before this moment. So people, like, I would be blindsided. I would be blindsided if someone did that. Dave explains that the feedback week made him assess his feelings, that he'd never really looked inward before, and he's nowhere near where Jamie is. So I guess the whole time he hadn't been thinking about his feelings at all.
I mention it all the time on the couch that I might...
Who has heard that his feelings have not been progressing on the couch?
I didn't say ceremony. That. I said I address it on the couch all the time, that I'm worried about my feelings and that I can't express the love that you do to me.
Yeah, even the S-Birds don't think he's brought it up before. He thinks he cares about her, but the way that he's acting, it just isn't care. It's so odd how he's acting. He also seems unaffected by it all. It's very ice cold. But I think that, like I said before, the weirdest thing is that he has built this whole, like, I'm a sweet baby angel, warm persona, and then all of a sudden it switches off like that. That's when everybody gets confused because you were riding high on being the perfect couple.
But I trust you with my heart. That's not okay. You don't just need to be in love for me to show up for me romantically. We've built 3 months together, Dave. I was planning a future with you, and you're telling me today you're like, those feelings haven't progressed. When did you want to tell me that?
How you feel
Yeah,
and what you want
that's
in
what
this
I'm saying,
relationship.
mate. I'm being honest with how I feel.
Yeah.
Who are you to ask me? Like, sorry, I'm not absolutely perfect. Like, Jesus Christ.
Dave comments after this, Jesus Christ, like it's a bit of a speed hump. It's not a speed hump. It's a sinkhole. You don't get to shut someone down like that. That's not the conversation. Like Jamie's saying, she wasn't saying that you needed to love her back. You just needed to say, we're going at the same direction. We don't need to be at the same parts of the journey, but we're going the same direction. If we're going in parallel directions, we're okay. If we're going off, then that's a problem. And it's just the whole thing of him being a completely different person is the problem here. It just seems like, unless it's very creative editing.
I think it's been great, and I've had so many good memories.
I'm so glad you had fun.
It's been amazing. It's been great. And I think you're a wonderful person, and I think you're one of the best I've ever met. So I want this to work, and I do.
I don't feel it. This is your chance.
Of course you don't feel it. You're fuming, so you're not going to feel it right now.
Yeah, then this turnaround of like, he says it's been great, and you know, like, is he saying that he wants to turn it around? Confused doesn't cover it. I wish there was stuff, again, I say it all the time, I wish there was stuff that we haven't seen, those little bits and pieces of their relationship, because every time they get on the couch, it's just been all happy and smiley because we've been focused on other storylines. But give us more. Give us like longer episodes. And without the dramatic hits and stuff. I just want to see the real relationships. And then he gets all Adrian.
Do you feel it progressing that way, or you just hopeful just the word out there? You know,
I feel like I'm struggling. Yeah, but I do have hope for it. Like,
why do you struggle? Do you think?
I don't know.
You know what I mean? Like,
I don't know.
When was like the point where the feelings stopped progressing?
Oh, man, I don't know. I don't know.
Okay.
Oh, okay. So Danny has actually jumped in with something very interesting, a different point of view, which I love. Jamie's behaviour till now hasn't proven that she's going to be reasonable when she hears something she doesn't like, so he's braced himself. Yeah, that could be true too. I don't know, but the turnaround is huge. Like, she doesn't really attack him like that. I don't know. I'm not buying it. There's something else going on. And I know, look, his dad is sick as well, which is not an excuse, but... by the way, people want to get more messy.
You know what doesn't make sense to me is you spend 2 days with V and all of a sudden you realise, oh, shit, I actually don't know if I got these feelings for Jamie. Did you spend time with V and be like, oh, you know what, maybe V's more my type?
Oh my God.
No. Veronica and I spent 3 days together and we had a laugh and we got along.
Veronica said that the 2 days she spent with Dave, she felt more connected than with me for a whole month.
It's not hard. He actually looked at my eyeballs when he was talking to me.
I'd kind of watch them in a show just be awful to each other. What does that say about me? Imagine sharing a bed together. Dave has questioned if he wants it or not, or if he wants to fight for it. He says he wants to work it out, but if that was true, why be so cold about the whole thing? It just doesn't make any sense.
Of course, I want this to work. You are so special to me. You know who I am, you really do. And this is a situation I've handled badly. I really do care about you, Jamie. You know, I do want to fight for this.
Do you? I don't know. People, if you wanted to say, look, I'm so confused with my feelings right now, just can you give me half a sec to try and like figure it out? And maybe that's what he needed. He just needed more time. But this version of Dave is not coming across great, especially like this bit.
What is the state of your relationship right now?
Still married.
Now, I don't know if he did that little piece to camera before the dinner party or directly after it or maybe during it, but I don't know. It seems like we met a different Dave. It's a different Dave. Anyway, that is the end of the rehash. Tomorrow, everything returns as per normal. You will get a rehash. It'll be recorded. It won't be live, of the latest Commit Me. which I don't know anything about, so don't put any spoilers in the chat. So we're going to do that. Then you'll get another 2 episodes for the week, and we'll be back with the lives with all the trash, mess, and drama. And don't forget your Memo Me's. Plus, hopefully this week, some other shows are going to start popping up. And I also saw the creators of... what's it called? Married at First Sight. Oh my God, my brain. Married at First Sight. Love Triangle is back and it starts on April 6th. It is a very messy show. I enjoyed the first season, so let me know in the comments if you want us to delve into a love triangle as well. You, me, and who knows who else. That is it. Thank you so much. Oh, we've got some more super chats before we go, and I'll give some comments. Thank you so much we've got Sarah Ruddy Pipkin. Welcome back, SDA. Thank you so much, Sarah. I really appreciate it. All my screens are in different places at the moment, so that's why I'm looking everywhere. Everything's going to be sorted out much neater at some stage. Let's hope. Also, Michelle said Dave is completely checked out, which I agree. We've got 7 thumbs up. Salem says... we're all thinking V got to Dave's head, methinks. Oh, okay. We joke about math science being BS, but what if they're actually giving lobotomies and making clones there? What if that is the new Dave? What was that show talking about that cat? Thank you very much for your super chat, by the way.
Super chat.
Was it called The Faculty? Was it The Faculty? It had like James Marsden in it and Katie Holmes. Chuck it in the chat. They were lobotomizing the students to make them all good. God, I loved that movie. I think I watched that at like a movie marathon. Also, Sarah T for a super chat.
Super chat.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. AH again with Paul as a walking ick. And Kimberly says, Wilko for the finale, wear a tracksuit, relax. If I was going to relax, I would just wear shorts, no shirt. But nobody wants to watch that. Before we go, final comments. Or was it Josh Hartnett? Was it Josh Hartnett in The Faculty? Maybe I'm thinking of something else. There was another one where the brains, they were on an island and they took a ferry. Oh God, I'm wasting time and alive. I'm so sorry, guys. You know, this is what happens in a rehash, but I cut a lot out when I'm trying to figure things out. God, what is it? Disturbing behavior. Jacqueline, you did it. You did it, Jacqueline. Thank you so much. I guess you want to see Ari. Let's see if this is going to work. Ari, dog. Come on. Come on, sweet prince. Come on, sweet. Come up here. Come around here. Come and say hi. Come and say hi to everybody. Yay! See, I didn't get rid of the dog. I decided to keep the dog. He gets to come as well. There's actually another dog here. Hey, Charlie. Charlie, what are you doing? Come say hi. Come say hi, Bobby. Yeah, that's it. And there's another dog now. Hey, this is Charlie, everybody. All right. Thank you very much for all your super chats and your love. I'll see you tomorrow in a regular rehash as per usual. Ari, would you like to get up? Ari, come up here. No, you're going the wrong way. Before I got to go, I'm going to say, but you left. Bye-bye.